Hello and welcome back to the Koinon Hellenon campaign, and we are now at part 5. Last time we conquered Demetrius and we sent the Rhodians back home to their island. I'm not sure what we're going to do next. I'm sure we could attack Pella if we wanted to, but that would almost be too easy, I think. We'll just wait some more and see what the Macedonians are going to do. And if they attack us, we'll retaliate. In Demetrius, we need to make a decision what to do with the city. I think we will conquer it and then make it a free polis or city in our league. We are of course mainly interested in Hellenic cities, and those can be independent members of the league, although they might not. They might only be independent in principle. Like Demetrius right now is occupied by a large Spartan and Athenian army, and Corinthian, of course. It is a grand army of allied Greeks, and I think this alliance shouldn't last, or this gathering of this whole army should last that much longer, because it's a little bit wrong to have the Spartans and Athenians stay friends for so long. I'm sure Akrotatos, even though Spartans like being on campaign more than being at home in general, I think he's going to want to return to his kingdom again. The Athenians can have influence over Demetrius, and the Spartans will be the Spartan sphere of influence will be around Corinth, I think we'll say. So we can go back home, and Demetrius will of course be vulnerable. But that's not his problem. The Athenians will have to deal with that themselves. Now we have some cavalry. It's good to have a little bit of cavalry just in case we need to chase down some fleeing enemies, or and to hit their flanks or counter their cavalry. And we'll recruit what we can, which isn't much. We won't build anything more in Knossos. Only repair the palisade there. Maybe repair in... There's nothing to repair in Corinth. There's nothing to repair in Athens. So for now we'll just wait and see what the Macedonians do, if they want to be naughty and come and try to take back Thessaly. We're going to see what we can do about that. It's going to be good for Herakleitos if he can achieve some victories on his own. He might have a chance to become the leading man in Athens, which is a mechanic in the mod. And we need all our Pole place our cities to have their own leading man, because at a late stage in the campaign we can have a congress in Corinth, and that will reform our league into something else, which I've never done before, so I hope we can get to that. And turn and see what happens. Don't know what the Macedonians are trying to achieve there. Maybe they want to fight the Pergamonese. Of course, not such a good plan at the moment. But I don't think they have any lands left apart from Pella, since they lost Corinth and Demetrius. It has really weakened them now. In most campaigns I see the Macedonians always come out on top. They conquer the entire peninsula and then they conquer the Epirotes. Not necessarily in that order, but they seem to always win. Here's another this year in history, and this is when Cremonidis historically actually officially it says proposes a bill to officially ally with Sparta. So this is when the league actually really kicked off. But in our timeline, Cremonidis is dead, and the league has an uncertain future. But I think Akrotatos is clearly the leader of the league, and right now he's more interested in staying in Sparta and letting the Athenians do the heavy lifting. The Athenians are just trying to scrape by with what few men they can get, while securing a more stable hold on Demetrius, making them actually feel like they are an equal in the league, and so they can provide troops of their own, have their own little standing army in Demetrius, so the Athenians can go back home or maybe campaign elsewhere. That's all we could afford, I think. Could get some better roads, but I think we'll hold off on that. Let's zoom in on the map so we don't have to view the whole shebang. This is more than enough for us. It's our little domain. If the Carthaginians decide that they want to take Syracuse, which I think they will, the Syracusans will call us for aid and we'll go and try to help them and make war on Carthage. Our mission is to protect the Hellenic world against all aggressors, and that of course includes the upstart Macedonian semi-barbarians and their ilk. We are quite xenophobic actually as Greeks. We think we're the best and all other nations are barbarians. Some of us may admire certain traits in certain barbarian peoples, but we all know it's us, it's the Hellenes, we are the best. So we have family member on offer, which is who is a very able man, but he is a Rhodian, and we want some we want Corinthians and we want Thessalians. We have enough of Rhodians at the moment, so we don't need him. Making a good amount of cash. We can spend that cash on additional troops. And also to maybe build some things. Markets always get targeted by enemy assassins and they sabotage them, so you have to repair them and spend as much cash as you spent building it. So I don't think it's worth it to invest in that. We'll just forget about investing anything. Lower taxes in Demetrius and Corinth so they can grow. And Rhodos is growing at the moment. They can have some with their farms. Turn again. I think I should recruit a spy who can keep watch on Sicily and see how Syracuse is doing. The longer we hold off on attacking Pella, the stronger the Macedonians will be. Which is both good and bad, because a challenge would be nice in Pella. It would be fun if it's too easy to defeat the Macedonians, but then they might make several stacks, which will be a really tough battle. I've seen that happen before. Every time the AI goes into debt, their debt is cleared and they get some cash, which they can spend making more units, and it just goes on and on. So I've seen the AI Koinon Hellenon be reduced to Crete and roads, and then they just fill up roads with endless stacks of troops. Agotocles died. So now Agathos go into roads and govern there. Yeah, I was going to get a spy, so we'll do that now. Or maybe we'll get a diplomat instead. He can declare war on the Carthaginians if they try anything. Roads are not losing anything to the Macedonians, and they're not attacking either, it seems. It's a short period of peace in Greece. I feel sorry for the people who lived in this period before the Romans took over in Greece, or maybe I should say before the Macedonians took over, because I don't know that much about the later history of Greece before the Roman conquest, but I think it was ruled by the Macedonians, and there weren't any internal wars then, but I may be wrong. But in this period it was constant war. Not just between Greeks and Macedonians, but Greek cities fighting each other, Greek cities allying with the Macedonians to help them against other Greek cities, and then the other Greek cities would find their own allies. It was madness. We won't waste time training him. We could keep him in Athens for a while and he'd get more skilled as a diplomat, but we just need him to stay in Syracuse as a sort of emissary. Keep watch. We'll go right across the sea, we'll risk that. There might be pirates. There might be a Macedonian fleet hiding out there on the wide dark sea, but if we lose a sea battle, it doesn't matter that much. Eventually, we will want to liberate the Greeks here too. Surely they don't wish to be ruled by Illyrians and other barbarians. Not saying the Epirotes are all Illyrians, but a lot of them are. I have something of a bone to pick with Illyrians since I played Hegemony, the game where you play as Philip of Macedon and you have to subjugate everything. And the Illyrians were just so annoying. They were just they seemed endless, and it was so hard to keep their cities because the supply lines would get so long, and just when you thought you'd finally defeated the Illyrians, they would always have a dozen more cities. Another this year in history. See if anything concerns us. Antigonos Gonatas campaigns in Attike. He is long dead in our timeline. The statue of Charmides is erected on the Athenian Acropolis. That could happen in our timeline as well, since he is... Of course he is a hero, since he died defending the city, along with his brother. And now the Thessalians can finally get an army of their own. And eventually the Athenians will go back to their city. These mercenaries are actually Akrotatoses. The Athenians have been borrowing those for a while, but now it's time for them to go back to him. So far it appears that there is peace on Sicily. The Carthaginians haven't even taken this province, which is much more lightly defended than Syracuse, and is held by renegade Italians who took a city up here, I think it's called Messana, and they killed all the men and took the women as slaves, and then they had for a few years they had a reign of terror here in this part of Sicily until they were defeated. I don't remember if the Carthaginians or the Romans were the ones who actually killed all the Mamertines, as they were called. But it had an important part to play in the start of the First Punic War. And they were called Mamertines because it's a reference to Mars, the Roman god of war, and the other Italians, because in this period of history there were lots of different peoples in Italy who spoke languages that were related to Latin but not the same, and they had their own version of Mars with a similar name and probably a lot of similar attributes. Our fleet can go back. Oh, they made it all the way. It's quick. More Thessalians to defend their city. And we'll keep a close watch on the Macedonians. They don't seem to be building up that much. Maybe their army is campaigning somewhere else, trying to... They often expand north into barbarian territories. They have some men moving either on Byzantium or north into Odrysai, Thracian kingdom. So they might take another province. I forgot we have a spy who is doing nothing. He could take a look up north and see more closely what the Macedonians might be doing. Oh, and I'd like to thank everyone who's given me feedback. So far, all feedback has been positive, which is great. All feedback is appreciated. Negative feedback as well. I know I've probably said some things, especially about history, which may have been wrong. So if you spot any mistakes I make, then I'm happy to let you correct me. It doesn't appear that the Macedonians are trying to expand up north just yet. See what these two armies may do. Oh, they even made some siege equipment. These are very expensive, but they're very good if you want to take cities very fast. They're very, very effective against city walls. Those stone throwers that the Macedonians have there aren't the best against walls. I think they're also... These are more perhaps better against troops, or they're also for taking walls. I made some of these myself in another campaign and I was very pleased with them, but you have to have a lot of cash. Akrotatos is getting bored in Sparta, so maybe it's time for him to go and fight some Macedonians then. Is it the season? It's summer. He could move out. Sure. We can do that. And we'll only leave some light troops to defend Sparta, and Akrotatos can go north. Since he's the league leader, I don't see any reason why he couldn't hire mercenaries. Most of the cash we have, he can spend as he pleases. And but the Athenians, most of them will go home. Maybe a few of them will want to go with Akrotatos for the sake of the league. Maybe we'll let the Hippeis, those are rich citizens with horses, we'll let them go with Akrotatos. That's the token Athenian aid. And the Corinthians are they are dependents of the Spartans, so they should also send some troops, some citizen hoplites, some mercenaries who really belong to Akrotatos anyway, and some light troops. There are lots of mercenaries that we can hire, but that's for later. So, time to march on Pella then, suddenly. It's a bit of a rash thing, but I don't want the Let's Play to get boring either, just waiting, letting the turns pass without doing anything. I can't guarantee that we'll win when we attack Pella though. They might have some very good troops in there. And as always, they're going to completely outmatch us in cavalry. Now we're coming on autumn, and we're going to wait for winter to pass before heading into Macedonia. So Akrotatos won't march straight to Pella, but hang around in, although he could, but we won't. Hang around in Thessaly, right on the border, with his massive or somewhat large army. Hiring some more troops. Better farms on Rhodos. That's all we'll get for now. What else? Leontus, he is in Athens. Became Eirenarchos, Warden of the Peace. He can get either a good trait or a bad trait from that. Depends on how well he does. I think the Athenians should come to help Akrotatos. They wouldn't want to miss out. And if the Spartans take Pella, they can dictate everything as well. Pella will be a part of their sphere of influence. The Athenians will feel threatened or left out. I'm hoping we'll get more suitors for our daughter, so we can have some family members who are not Spartans, Athenians or Rhodians. Another this year in history. Alright. This year in history the Romans became the sole rulers of Magna Graecia or Megale Hellas, Greater Greece, that's southern Italy. Not in our timeline because the Epirotes are still holding on to Calabria. I doubt that will last for long, but since they are currently strong, since they don't have to deal with the Macedonians, we'll see. They might be able to hold out. So time for the Athenians to march out. They'll bring their best troops. They'll make the Thessalians contribute troops as well. The Spartans will wait. Yeah, I just matched with somebody on Tinder. Sorry. Yes, this is the campaign season. This is when the snow melts, the ground thaws, and the armies of the Greeks prepare to finally deal with the Macedonians once and for all. Attacking with everything we've got. We'll bolster our forces with some mercenaries. I think we can take Pella. I think we can do that. It doesn't appear that the Macedonians have much more. They have some armies. One very crap one over here, and then there are these. Oh, these. These are more anti-personnel than the other ones. Look at this army. This is an incredibly expensive army. Except these Hypaspistei crack infantry are very depleted. But apart from that, wow. That must cost a lot. So if we're lucky, we'll get to fight them. That will be fun. Yes, time to end turn and see what happens. Are they even going to try? No. What are they doing? We're threatening their capital, and what do they do? All move over there. Well, if we take their capital, it's game over for the Macedonians. Well, at least since we're going to fight for Pella, I can name this part Pella. Won't have to think of anything else. Alright, this is the moment. I'll save first, just in case the game crashes. We have 1 ram, 2 ladders, and 1 siege tower for the Spartan army, and the Athenians have a ladder and a siege tower. No ram. Could wait another turn so they get the ram. No, I think we'll just try. We'll attack. Hope they don't do anything too stupid. The odds are in our favor. Let's look at what Alexandros, the king, is bringing. King of Macedon, and his general Theagenes. It's apparently a Macedonian who's been living abroad or something. It's too bad I can't read all this. It's really annoying. It really annoys me. I can actually read most of it. It's just some of the top text is obscured. And they have some very good troops. Oh my. Aspistei, Deltastai Macedones. This will be a tough nut to crack. Lots and lots of heavy cav. Some medium cav. Phalangites. Oh, scary army. Very scary. We are more numerous. Interesting quote, I haven't seen that one before. Alright. I think it's important that we use our best troops to storm the walls. Our best should be at the forefront. That's why we'll use the veteran mercenaries for the siege tower, and we'll send up some Spartans walls on these ladders, and some more mercenaries will try to scale the walls with these ladders. Carians are so lightly armed, so they'll be torn apart if they bring around to the gates. Send some hoplites, I believe, because they have big shields, but they're also expendable. We just need to keep them busy on the walls while we send our ram forward. Siege tower. Oh, alright. And the Cretans don't have to. The Cretans and the slingers don't have to shoot yet because they won't hit anything. What are they facing? Must be their best troops. Alright, it must be like that. Let's see who is best. Spartan hoplites or Macedonian hypaspistoi. The game is lagging just a little bit. Let the Athenians just attack. See how they do. Losing a few men to their javelins and arrows, but nothing too bad. I don't like losing Spartans this way. Spartans. Alright, let's send the ram forward. Then defending the walls should be busy. Come on. And now they're making it up. I hope. Why did you do that? You're supposed to scale the walls, not just bring siege equipment to the walls. You have two jobs. Not quite at the walls yet. Right, there we go. Spartans against both hypaspistoi and Galatian infantry as well, Galatian mercenaries. They're going to need some help. Those naked? Yes. Naked Celts. Too bad the Spartans have decided to use armor instead of little thongs. Because that would be hilarious. Hilariously inaccurate. And just plain hilarious. The Spartans aren't doing too bad. They're not getting massacred immediately, but they're losing more men than I like. Just have to hold on. The gates are almost open. use Phalangites to try to force their way in. Send some hoplites to help them. Can't guarantee that this will work. They can't. At least Macedonians have lost more men than we have, percentage-wise. I don't know how the Athenians are doing. That just makes it more fun. Can't really tell if they're making any progress at all. Okay, now we're getting ready to go into the city. Sending more troops to the walls, because we appear to be winning, at least in some sections of the wall. Gate is ours. Let's hope the Phalangites can defeat this Hetairoi, which even though the Phalangites are of course pikemen, this is very good cavalry. It looks like the Phalangites aren't having any trouble. Try to throw other troops in. Maybe they can get around and do some more damage that way. Battles on walls just take forever. At least it's not going too bad. It's going quite well. Right, so street. Kill the rest of the Hetairoi. Really need to tank these guys. Somehow. Looks like the Hetairoi are close to breaking. They broke. We're good. Now to kill the rest of their cavalry, which is not doing anything. I was hoping they'd go through the gates. Please. Gate. Alright, I don't know. Ah, okay, never mind then. They'll run straight into the cavalry. So inept sometimes. Ah. I think we can blame the battle AI too. To find another angle to attack the Acropolis, which is what I'm calling city center. Pella Knights can stay here. Oh, you already won over here. Good. Go and take care of this mess. Spartans did very well, although they lost many men. They held on really well against Macedonians, who were actually, many of them were elites. I was hoping things would go well, but I wasn't sure. I was far from sure. Anymore. Yeah, how about that angle of attack? Right, so they're here, go there. I was thinking about sending these Thracians there, but no. It's too risky. Glad we're getting some use out of our Thracian archers. Sorry, Cretan archers. Send these around. See what they can do. I think the Athenians are doing so well. Let's be more aggressive. We're on a time limit. Wow. This is good for us. they do now? There. Good job, men on the walls. Very nice. Oh look. Left the whole Acropolis undefended. Which is not unexpected. Send the Cretans to outflank them and these hoplites to protect the Cretans' flank. Rear. I mean. You have to protect your rear. Always. Good call. Have them throw javelins first. Charge in. Nice. Good Thracians. Good. Throw more spears. Cretans. I keep calling them Thracians. They're not Thracians. Cretans. I wonder if they're wearing hats or if that's a kind of helmet. I think it's a helmet. Short swords aren't the best weapons against heavy cavalry, but at least they're attacking the enemy's rear. This is going quite well. Good thing most of their heavy cavalry seems to have been killed by the Athenians. There I see the Athenians now. Fighting very ineptly on the walls against Phalangites. They have all their troops crammed together up there. And not doing anything with them. Who died? Ah, Alexandros. King Alexandros has fallen. This must be the end. Almost. Still have to kill the rest of their heavy camp. Hetaeroi. It's getting outflanked. Hopefully they'll still manage. Need some fresh troops. More hoplites. Hold on. Hold on, be strong. Damn it. They're fleeing now, but some of them are. We just need to pop up now. Spartans have excellent stamina. They've been fighting for a long time on the walls and They're still fresh after only a short rest. Ready to have at it. Have at them. Go at. That's the idioms. That was confusing. My English can be a little bit hit sometimes. Use another idiom, perhaps incorrect. But the other one died. Alexandros, he already died. Were there two Alexandros? Must be a bug of some kind. Two Alexandroi. Fairly sure it was just the one. That's it, the battle is over. End battle, why not? Yes, we won the battle. We didn't lose too many men. The Athenians lost a lot of men, which is not surprising. They must have helped, they must have at least distracted the Macedonians. They didn't kill nearly as many Macedonians as they lost, but they did their part. I'm almost quoting the movie 300 now, aren't I? It's terrible. Wow, look how well the Spartans did. They are monsters. Good, that's it. Pella is ours. Macedon is no longer a threat, which means we're going to have to look for some new enemies. I was expecting their armies to... Yes. There is the pop-up. Faction destroyed, Macedonia. The long history of these people has at last been ended by your armies. Celebrations in honor of your glorious conquest echo through the streets of every polis, should be every polis, as the people rejoice at the end of war and celebrate the heroic deeds of our hoplitai. Civil unrest because we took the enemy's capital. Concrete, and this is a good place to end this session. So thanks for watching, and I hope you'll stick around for part 6.